barren swamp planet in the far reaches of space, an Imperial mining colony lies in ruin after a devastating Tyranid attack. In an act of callous opportunism, a coven of warp sorcerers appear amongst the debris, seeking to capture all survivors for use in dark arcane rituals. Tragically unforeseen, a hideous xeno-scourge has remained hidden under the planet's surface, and as they emerge, savage combat erupts on Mountainside Tabletop.
What's up, y'all? Brad here, and I'm back, and due to popular demand, I'm going to be playing the Warpcoven. First time on the channel, I upgraded my 1,000 Suns kill team, and I'm ready to rock these guys. Of course, I'm running 3 Exalted Sorcerers, and I've also got 1 Rubric Marine Gunner with the Soul Reaper Cannon, 1 Rubric Marine Icon Bearer, 1 Zangor Champion with the Great Axe, and 1 Zangor Fighter with the Zangor Blades. The Sorcerer that's going to be my leader has the Infernal Bolt Pistol and Force Staff. For its Boon of Tzeentch, I've given it a Mutant Appendage, and for Psychic Powers, it's going for the Destiny Discipline. My second Sorcerer's got a Warp Flame Pistol and a Force Staff. Its Boon is Immaterial Flight, and for Psychic Powers, it's going for the Temperic Discipline. The last Sorcerer's got a Force Staff and Prospering Kopesh. I'm hoping that's how you say that. It's got the Time Walker boon, and it's going Temperic Discipline as well. So that's kind of like my melee guy. For equipment, first, I've given my leader a Sorceress Scroll, so it can cast Infernal Fire once per game. I think that'll help me just target down some of these big warriors I'm going up against. I've also put a high-capacity magazine on my Icon Bearer and leader, and I've given Arcane Robes to the melee-focused Sorcerer. I know most people would probably take more Zangors than just 2, but I think going up against this team, having more stronger units on the board might be nice, because a lot of Vic's units are just going to wreck me in melee anyway, and also I wanted to take advantage of some of the buffs the Rubric Marines got in the latest data slate, so we'll see how it goes.
My main fear is this Exalted Sorcerer, the flying one with the Warp Flame Pistol and Force Staff. Just can get all over the map, and he can really screw me up if I'm not careful about his sight lines and that sort of thing. Also, this Rubric Gunner with the Soul Reaper Cannon has a pretty ridiculous gun, and because of the nature of my team, if one of my warriors goes down, I am in big trouble, so I've got to watch where he is as well. Alright, I'm going to be playing the Hive Fleet kill team today, which, what they lack in subtlety, I think they make up for in a lack of subtlety. My team is made up of a Genestealer Fire team, which despite what it looks like, are all outfitted with double Rending Claws for today, and a Tyranid Warrior Fire team. In the Warrior Fire team, I've got the Leader, the Heavy Gunner, and the Fighter. I've given my Heavy Gunner the Venom Cannon. I'm thinking AP1 is going to come in really handy against Brad's tankier Marines. I've outfitted my Warrior Fighter with a Lash Whip, Rending Claws, and Bone Sword. The beauty of this is that I can make use of both the Weapon Beast and Lash Whip abilities. I've outfitted my Leader with a Devourer and Bone Swords. Unfortunately, I don't get either of the cool abilities, but the Devourer is pretty good, and the double Bone Swords are going to be great if I end up in melee. For equipment, I've given an Acid Maw to 4 of my Genestealers and the Warrior Fighter. This means that almost all of the units without any natural ranged attacks at least get a decent pistol option.
So only 2 operatives on Vic's team actually has any range option past 6 inches, but one of those is the leader, and he's kind of scary. You know, I want to take care of him and the gunner as fast as I possibly can, just because once I get them off the board, I'll be able to just move around a lot more freely without risk of being shot down. Also, this leader has 19 wounds, saves on a 4-up, that's pretty beefy, and I could see it taking a lot to get one of these guys down, so I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. Pretty much every one of these Tyranids is deadly in melee, but the Genestealers are like, there's 5 of them, and they're all capable of ripping me to shreds. One of the reasons I didn't take more Zangmors is because the Genestealer's fighting ability is basically as good as or better than the Zangmors, and I just don't want to fight into that. It just seems bad. They also get a free dash every turn, but I'm hoping that I can shut that down with some psychic powers.
For this battle, we're using Old Faithful, the loot and salvage mission from the Critical Operations pack. There's 6 objectives, and each one can be tapped for 1 AP, scoring 1 victory point to a maximum of 4 per turn. Once an objective has been looted 3 times, it's no longer available to score any points.
The kill zone features long, thin deployment zones along the long edges of the map. We've got lots of terrain, some heavy and some light. We're also using some of the Octarius junk pile terrain, which has the scramble special rule.
The roll-off goes Brad's way, and he chose to attack. So I select the backside closer to the vantage points, and we set up our units and barricades. In the scouting phase, Brad selected the extra dash, and I selected to change in order in the first turning point. Brad dashes with his flying sorcerer closer to objective number 4.
Then, we fight! Alright, turning point 1, neither of us use any strategic ploys. Then for TAC Ops, Vic reveals upload viral code, because we all know how much Tyranids love to upload viral code. Then I reveal Seize Ground, and I choose this blue shipping container to be the heavy terrain piece that I need to control. Then I also reveal Grand Plan. Vic decides that I need to take down his leader, and I need to control objective number 6.
Alright, well with the first activation of the game, I'm going to move my leader up, change his order, and shoot Brad's flying sorcerer. He auto-retains 1 for cover, 4 hits land, and Brad saves all but 1. The sorcerer is down to 9 wounds.
Well, I'm very happy that I didn't die because Vic set up a nice AoE attack for me. I'm going to use the sorcerer that just took some hits, fly up to this crate, and get a nice blast attack on a whole group of guys. I roll pretty well. After all is said and done, Vic's gunner takes 4 wounds, his warrior takes 8 wounds, one of the Genestealers is straight up destroyed, and the other Genestealer takes 8 wounds. 1 HP gang! This member of the 1 HP gang is brought to you by Zertles. Thanks, Zertles! Then, once I'm done with Flux Blast, I'm just gonna jump down and hide behind the crates here.
Next, my big warrior is going to use Will of the Hive Mind for an extra APL, move, loot objective number 2, and then dash to safety behind the crate.
Okay, I'm gonna activate one of my other sorcerers and cast Ephemeral Instability. This is gonna mess up all of Vic's charges and dashes for the rest of the turn. I get to cast this for free because I'm within 6 inches of my Rubric Marine Icon Bearer. Then I'm gonna move, dash, and loot objective number 1 for 1 VP.
Next, I'm going to move Jean up here and loot objective number 3.
I'm gonna move up a Zanger.
Alright, next I'm going to dash Jean's friend Jean up here to the trash pile.
I'm gonna move up my other Zanger.
Alright, now Jean the third is going to move up to the end of this container.
I'm gonna move up my gunner.
I'm going to move up my gunner.
I'm gonna move up my leader.
Alright, Jean number 4 is going to move back and loot objective number 6.
Alright, final activation. I'm gonna move up my Icon Bearer and shoot Vic's leader. I score 2 hits with AP 1. Vic auto-retains 1 for being in cover and saves the other one, so nothing happens. And that's the end of turning point 1. Vic's up at 3 VP, and I'm up at 1.
It's always a good battle when you have to totally change your strategy in the second activation of the game, but losing all those wounds on my gunner and a Genestealer that early was stupid and avoidable, especially because I planned on watching out for that flying sorcerer and just totally forgot. So now my plans have changed and I just need to rack up as many points as I possibly can before Brad has a chance to table me. I really think that's my only shot here.
Yeah, my plan here is just to table Vic as fast as I can, because if he makes it across the table and engages me in melee, I'm probably screwed. Okay, before we go on here, we just want to take a moment to thank our awesome patrons. We opened up a Patreon just a few weeks ago, and the amount of support we've already received is so motivating and is really helping us out. All these names that are up on the screen right now are the names of our awesome Mountain Goat and 1HP Gang patrons. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. We couldn't keep doing this without all the support we've received, both on Patreon and here on YouTube, in our Discord server. If you like what we do, please give us a like and a subscribe. Check out our podcast, check out our Patreon. It really means a lot and it helps us keep going.
Yeah, definitely feel free to check out our Patreon if you like what you see.
You like what you see?
All right, in the beginning of Turning Point 2, we both gain a CP. Brad uses one on Exalted Astartes and one on Psychic Domain.
What?
I use one each on Lurk and Feed.
You're gonna leave that in?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
All right, for TAC Ops, I reveal Hold the Line, and Vic reveals Sabotage.
Brad won the initiative roll, so for those keeping track at home, that is 6 straight initiative rolls Brad has won in battle reports.
Vic, you need to get better at rolling, man. What is this? All right, okay, my first activation, I'm gonna activate my melee-focused Bird Sorcerer. I'm charging in and fighting this gunner. I'm gonna choose to fight with the Prosperine Kopesh instead of the Force Staff, just because I feel like Lethal 5 is a bit more consistent here than Stun, and I really want the extra damage.
Okay.
This is a big roll.
Oh, again, man? Come on!
So Vic could have maybe stayed alive here by parrying, but then it would have left me at 4 wounds, and I could have just fought again because I used Exalted Astartes, so I just get the kill. I also do use Arcane Robes here to negate 2 damage on me. Then I use the Temporal Manipulation Psychic action to heal myself up. I'm back up to 8 wounds remaining, and I'm chilling. That was a really good activation. I realized after that I could have rolled 1 extra attack die because I had Time Walker. It didn't really change the outcome because I still got the kill. It might have saved me from taking a bit extra damage. I don't know, but oops, I just messed up.
That's obviously pretty terrible for me, though I am grateful that Brad didn't cast that ephemeral whatever again to slow me, because I really need to rely on my dashes here. So next, my warrior fighter is going to move across and charge this flying sorcerer and fight using the Rending Claws.
What the actual?
God damn it, dude!
I spend a CP to reroll. Brad rolls pretty crazily, but it doesn't matter here, and the guy goes down, and my warrior is down to 4 remaining wounds.
All right, that kind of sucks. I wanted to keep that guy alive, but oh well, I guess. So my Icon Bearer is going to expend 2 AP to fall back. However, I'm also going to use Rubric Command, so I have 1 AP left. And I'm going to shoot this warrior. I only score 1 hit with AP 1, but Vic saves it, so I don't do any damage.
I'm going to move Mr. 1 HP Gene and shoot the Birdman. Terrible roll, and Brad saves it with a great roll. Yeah, baby.
All right, well, I'm going to charge up this Zangor and fight this warrior. Easy game. I got another kill on a warrior. How easy is it to kill these big chonkers? So easy.
All right, well, going ahead with the plan here, I'm just going to move Gene and loot objective number 2, going up to 4 VP.
All right, I'm going to move with my final remaining sorcerer and loot objective number 4, so now I'm up to 2 VP. I loot that for free because I have mutant arms, whatever it's called. Next, I'm going to cast Infernal Fire using my scroll equipment onto Vic's leader. Basically gives me Relentless for the rest of the turn on Vic's leader. Then, I'm going to fire a Doom Bolt. 2 crits go through for 10 wounds. Then, I'm going to spend 1 CP on Capricious Plan to just change my order to conceal, keep myself safe.
Well, this is all going really well, so I'm going to move my leader up and loot objective number 6, bringing me up to 5 victory points.
And I'm going to move up one of my Zangors to objective number 1 and loot that, bringing me up to 3 victory points.
All right, Mean Gene is going to loot objective number 3 and then move up to the blue container.
Unfortunately, my gunner can't really get into a position where he can get a good shot off, so he's just going to pass.
Obscene Gene is going to move up and loot objective number 5, bringing me up to 7 victory points, and that is the maximum 4 I can get for this turn.
And so that's the end of the turning point. I'm at 3 VP and Vic's up at 7. Honestly though, even though I'm a bit behind in points, I'm not too concerned because I've taken most of the Tyranid threats off the board already, and I think I can just spin it to win it now.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I'm in full panic mode here. I'm just going to try to score as many victory points on my way to the grave as possible and hopefully get to the point where I have a big enough lead that you just don't have the activations to come back from. But the math is too hard for me to sit down and do right now, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, and before we move on to turning point number 3, we just want to say a big shout out to Skirmish Mats, who provided this sick ass mat for us to use in this battle report. This swamp mat that we're using looks sick, feels sick, acts sick, is super sick, and you can get it for a sick price if you use our affiliate link in the description below.
Not only are these mats a joy to play on and film, but we feel great about partnering with this company. Not only do they make a great, reasonably priced product, but they make inclusivity a big priority on their website, and it just feels like a really great thing to support in this community. If you're looking for a way to help us out and help yourself out, getting one of these mats is a great way to do it.
I mean, look at this. It looks sick. And now, back to the game. All right, top of turning point 3, and obviously I win the initiative roll again. All right, strategic ploys. I'm using Psychic Domain again, just because I want to pop off these sweet psychic actions. Because why wouldn't you? They're sweet. Vic does nothing, and then my first activation's up. So my leader is first gonna loot objective number 4 for 1 VP, and I do that for free because I have the mutant appendage. Then I'm gonna move up on top of this crate. I cast Weave Fate on myself just to add a little bit of protection to my leader, and then I cast Doombolt towards Vic's leader, but I don't get a kill or anything.
Next, I'm going to use Will of the Hive Mind on this forward Gene Stealer. I'm going to loot objective number 5, dash, move down to the bottom of the board, and then reveal Interloper, leave the board for another 2 VP. That is a 3 VP turn.
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
I kind of completely forgot that Interloper was even a thing, and now I'm kind of scared, like I might just lose on points. Okay, well my bird guy, my melee sorcerer, is gonna charge and fight this Gene Stealer. Unfortunately, I actually roll so badly that I just die. If I rolled 1 crit and 2 hits, it was a guaranteed kill, but Vic was able to parry one of my hits, and yeah, I'm basically screwed. I did consider healing myself before I charged in here, but I wanted to keep the AP for capping the point. Obviously, it was too greedy of a play, and now I might be screwed.
All right, next I'm going to loot objective number 6 with my leader, going up to 11 victory points, and then I'm going to hide behind this wall, hoping to deny Brad his faction tack-on.
All right, I'm charging this Gene Stealer with my Zangor, and yeah, I roll well enough, he's dead.
Well, Gene is now going to avenge his friend Gene and shoot the Zanger, but unfortunately I don't kill him. Only 2 hits go through, and it brings him down to 2 wounds remaining. With my leftover AP, I'm just going to charge Brad's gunner so he can't get off a ridiculous shot for free.
All right, my other Zangor is going to charge that Gene Stealer and get an easy kill. I roll with support because I'm next to his friend. Easy. I am down to 4 wounds, though.
All right, well now Mr. 1 HP Gang is going to move up and loot objective number 1, bringing me up to 12 victory points, which is a pretty safe-feeling lead, I think.
All right, Vic's got this guy at the back, 1 HP. I can get an easy kill, so I shoot him with my gunner. Yeah, get the easy kill, and then I'm just going to move up. All right, Vic's out of guys. For my last activation, I'm just going to move up my icon bearer a little, and that's the end of the turning point. Like, this looks bad in terms of points. Although at the end of this turning point, I do manage to score one more victory point for Hold the Line. So that puts the score at 5 to 12. But Vic only has one guy left. And yeah, I guess at this point, it's kind of just like a math puzzle. Can I possibly win? Can I get the points I need? Because it's almost solitaire. He only has one activation. So yeah, I guess let's just let's see what happens.
Well, the gods are smiling on me today, and I win a very crucial initiative roll. Neither of us use any ploys, and we get into it. With my only activation this turn, I'm going to move my leader slightly and shoot that Zanger on the objective. Luckily, I bring him down, and so based on my math, I don't think Brad can win now.
Yeah, I really needed that guy to just score that point, but he did, so he's not scoring anything. I do have some plays here, though. First, I'm going to move up and score a point for objective number 5. And then score a point for objective number 4. Next up, I'm going to activate my leader. Then I'm going to move and dash with my leader and then score a point for looting objective number 3. Of course, that's for free because of mutant appendage, and I have 1 AP left. I'm going to shoot Vic's leader. I managed to bring him down, so I score another point for Grand Plan. Then, with my last operative, I move up and score a point on objective number 2. And at the end of the game, I score 1 point for Seize Ground and 1 more point for Hold the Line. Shockingly, I made it up to 12, so this game ends in a glorious draw. Love it.
Yeah, there's no better outcome to a game. I absolutely loved this. That was totally just wild, off-the-wall game, and I think it was a lot of fun.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Check out our Patreon if you want to support us. We have shirts. Check out Skirmish Mats if you like the mat and want to get one for yourself. Got that affiliate link in the description.
Peace, y'all.